Hello, I'm the Beauty Professor, and you can find my beauty blog at beautyprofessor.com. Today, I'm excited to walk you through a get ready with me routine, beginning with skincare, obviously going all through my makeup routine when I can take my time, and then even talking about some body care products that I'm really enjoying. So you'll get a glimpse at the products I'm reaching for. They're on heavy rotation right now as we are in the beginning of spring and headed into the summer months. And I hope I'm able to show you things today that you've been interested in learning more about, and also maybe things that you've had questions about, and so you'll get to see them in action. Ultimately, all products will work together to culminate in this look right here, which is peachy pink, bronzy, the kinds of things that I gravitate towards all the time. All is well here. Johanna, she's the happiest baby ever, and we are so grateful to have her in our lives and love her so much. Jethro is doing great as well, and I'm in the midst of my spring semester at the college, just teaching away communication studies. My students are amazing, and I hope that everything is going great on your guys' end too. I did want to mention that this video is sponsored by Sand and Sky. However, as always, all of my opinions and thoughts are 100% completely and unequivocally my own. My morning routine begins with cleansing, of course, and I've been using a lot of the Lancer, the method, in both the cleanse and the polish. So I start, of course, by cleansing. I put just like a dime-sized amount of the cleanse on my hands, distribute it all over my face, and then rinse off with a warm, wet towel. I follow with the polish every other day in the morning, and that's just a great way to lightly exfoliate without disturbing your skin cells or creating any dryness. Next, to get an incredible glow on my face and also to reduce the look of pores, which then, of course, makes every other step of my routine that much easier, I've been loving the Sand and Sky Australian Pink Clay Mask. This is made with 100% Australian ingredients and is full of beautiful pink clay, which has an incredible smell as well. And what I like to do is put it on my face for 10 minutes every other day. I'm noticing that my skin is smoother, brighter. Like I said, my pores are diminished, and it just gives me a great base and canvas for all subsequent beauty products. And this particular mask comes with a really handy application brush. I used to not be a brush user when I applied masks, but I found that using a brush gives greater precision and just feels that much more luxurious. So I'm going to show you my skin now, and then I'll go ahead and apply the mask and then show you, of course, the after effects. Has a beautiful fragrance. I feel like it's reminiscent of rose, but it's subtle and light. It's not intense or cloying. It just really adds to the overall sensory experience of the mask. 10 minutes is up, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the mask with a washcloth. You can see how easily this removes from the skin. You don't have to press too hard. Post Sand and Sky mask, I find that my skin feels refreshed, it feels balanced, it's not tight feeling, but my pores are minimized, and I feel like my whole canvas is brighter and glowier. So it's a great reset for my skin, and I highly recommend it for those reasons. For my quick morning routine, I just use a few products. First, I apply a bit of the La Prairie Platinum Rare Cellular Life Lotion. I talked to you guys about this in my last video. I just put some on my hands like this and then dab it into my face. Of course, serum comes before cream, and I've been finding that this continuously lends to a brighter, more even, firmer, lifted canvas. I know I told you I'd report back, and I've been using it daily since the last video, so I'm very much impressed with this formula. Then I'll go ahead and apply a pump and a half or so of my trusty Augustinus Butter Cream. This is the rich cream version, and I'm just starting a new bottle. And if you watch my videos, if you follow me on my blog, you'll know this is what I talk about for my moisturizer. And just tapping it in, it's truly transformative on the skin and plays well with all other products that I'm using. Brushing upwards. You can even give your neck a nice massage, bringing it up like this to define the jawline. For eye cream, I am still using a ton of the Clé de Peau Enhancing Eye Contour Cream Supreme. This is what I discussed in my last video. It's what I've been using nonstop since then. You can see definite signs of usage. And I just use this much. I apply to the corners of my eyes and then go ahead and just sweep pat. Of course, everyone has their own method of application. It's fantastic to just reduce puffiness, brighten the orbital region, and also reduce the look of fine lines. For primer today, I'm using a cult classic, and I'm going to be showing you a primer and then a foundation, both of which are newer in my routine, but I'm loving. The first, of course, is this MAC Strobe Cream. It adds a really iridescent glow to the skin, and since I've already hydrated and treated my skin exactly as I should from a skincare perspective, I'm just using this more as a top layer rather than a primer with major skincare benefits. But I love the glowy effect. Just patting it into my skin, you can see how it adds just a luminosity and a sheen. It's not over the top, and it plays so well with foundation. Just bringing this across. You can also spot apply this if you want to over makeup, but I like it as a priming base. For foundation, I'm excited to show you a new formula I've been experimenting with. My brother picked this up for me, so sweet of him, while he was in San Francisco, and it had been on my list to try for a while. It's the Valmont Perfecting Powder Cream Foundation. This is in the shade Medium Beige. It does have a relatively limited shade range. I found that this is third to the darkest in the lineup, and it's a good match for my skin. I'm going to go ahead and use a pre-dampened beauty blender to apply. You can see that just the tiniest bit already perfects the canvas, and I'm going to go light with this for my initial application. I've been liking a little bit lighter foundation application as a rule, something more in the light medium category. And I find that even though this looks a touch light on my skin right now, it does oxidize a shade deeper. So this is the final canvas after applying the Valmont foundation, which, by the way, is a Japanese brand. I don't think I mentioned that before. I put a light application on, and then because I've been liking my natural freckles to shine through, I just actually rub my nose like this to remove most of it from my nose. So you can see it's softly evening out my canvas. It's subtly glowy, but it's not obvious in terms of its finish. It looks like real skin, and that's what I like about it. For under eye concealer, I'm using the Suku Radiant Cream Concealer, and this is in the shade 02, which is great for most skin tones in the light medium tan range. And I'm just putting a touch under my under eye region like this. It does come on a click brush for easy application, and then I'll go ahead and just buff it in with my beauty blender once again. It adds medium to full coverage that looks like real skin and doesn't budge, doesn't crease over time, which is essential with an under eye concealer. I've been using it a lot lately. I'll link to my review of all of the products in the Suku Complexion launch. For contour, I'm going to be working with the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate in Intensity 1. This is a cult classic. I talked about this early in the Years of Beauty Professor, and I've used it steadily on and off since then. I have a fresh compact, and I'm going to go ahead and actually use a beauty blender to apply it today, just very lightly to warm up and sculpt my face. I'm bringing the True Brown shade across my cheeks like this, right in the hollows of my cheekbones. You can also, of course, use a brush for this, but when I'm in a hurry, I just use one tool for everything. And the beauty blender comes in handy. You can also bring it down, add a bit of shading and definition to the neck area. And then a touch more right here on my nose. Buff that in. And the skin's been defined. For bronzer, I'm working with the Guerlain Terracotta in 01, which is clear for brunettes. And this has been my go-to bronzer for the last month now. I'm using the Surratt Artistique cheek brush to apply, and I'll go into almost all the places that I applied the Shade and Illuminate. So hollows of my cheekbones, just to set everything and warm up the face. This bronzer is super silky, velvety finish, not shimmery, but not overtly matte, just like the perfect skin finish. And it's a classic, of course. Some down my neck. I always find my neck is lighter than everything. And so in order to not have a line of demarcation, I'm going to bring it down. Now that bronzer is complete, I'm going to add a touch of blush, very subtle, in a plum plus glow shade called Mood Exposure from Hourglass. And I'm using my same Surratt brush to apply. And so I'll just focus on the apples of my cheeks. You can see it just gives the slightest hint of rosiness, but your skin looks really natural and luminous. I'm going to move on to eyes and lips now, and I'm putting on my new Lily's Doogie hairband. I picked this up on a whim, and I just love the way that it looks. It's like effortless, but keeps your hair out of your face. For eyes, I'm going to go ahead and apply 3 shades from the Nude Envy line, which is known for, of course, their beautiful nude lipsticks. And I'm working in a rose gold and champagne color palette today. So I'm going to use this shade, Desire, and apply it all over my upper lid area. It's the perfect peachy rose tone, and I'm going to leave a little space between my upper eyelids and my brows so I can put a lighter color in there. I'll also sweep a bit more right along my lower lash line for continuity. This is just such an easy wash of color. I actually broke Desire accidentally last week. I'm so happy to have a new one now. It's my go-to. I reach for it constantly. I'll add a touch of the Bewitch shade, which is a little deeper, and I'll focus it on my crease just for some intensity. And then I will add a touch of the Beguile, which is a really pretty luminous pearl shade. You can see how it just enhances the whole eye look here and makes everything radiant. For a touch of gold, I'm going to use the Hourglass Scattered Light Shadow in foil and just use my fingers right here in the center to add a fresh gilded look to the whole eye. It's so fast and easy, and once again, I'm a believer that your whole eye look should take like under a minute. For my waterline, I'll be using the Sisley Kohl Star in black. It's sparkling black, and it's all I use on my waterline all the time. It's great for sensitive eyes. It stays in place, and you barely have to touch to put it on. No tugging whatsoever. I'm on my 3rd one of these. It's just fantastic. And then for brows, I'll be using my Tom Ford Fiber Gel in Chestnut just to brush everything up, giving volume, depth, and definition. Then, after applying eyeliner, I'll go in with some mascara. This is the Sisley So Volume Mascara. I think I mentioned it in my last video. I've been using a lot of it. It's got a great inky jet black formula, and I can put this on in 2 coats and get very intense lashes. Now that lashes are complete, I will take care of lips. And so I have a few lip colors to show you. I'm going for just a pinky peach nude lip. No surprises there. First is this long wear lip pencil from Laura Mercier called Baby Lips. I picked it up hoping it was similar to the Baby Lips lipstick I remember of the past. And while it's a little bit orangier, it's still really lovely. And you can get away with using it just as an overall wash of color. I'm of course going to follow with additional lip color, but the texture is creamy and the finish is very long lasting. Then I'll apply a bit of the Laura Mercier Rouge Essential in Coral Claire. I ordered this sight unseen. I'm really happy with how it looks on the lips. It's an opaque, silky, peachy pink. Don't let the word coral mislead you. In this case, I think it's more peachy pink than it is a true coral. I suspect it'll flatter a spectrum of complexions. And then, because I'm just loving layering, you know this when people are like, what's on your lips? You're like, 17 things. That's kind of what's going on here. I'm going to use a bit of the Bite Beauty lip color in Rose Glace right in the center of my lips for a metallic effect. I will also show you guys this one alone. There'll be swatches on my blog because it's amazing by itself. It's like a foiled rose gold pink. And then a touch of the By Terry lip gloss in Bare Flirt, which is shade 10, just in the center of my lips for some additional shine. This lip color will stay put for hours on end and definitely complements the rest of the colors I've applied today. Also, a part of this color story, of course, is my collaboration with Christian Audette, the shade Johanna. This is another one I'll just keep in my purse and throw on perhaps after this is worn off because I get a similar effect. You guys can see the shade is in the same zone. Opaque, just one coat will take care of business. So this is always a go-to shade. I just wanted to mention. To finish the skin and the hair, I have a few products remaining here. First, I might use a touch of the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, just the illuminating portion, and bring it down my nose for some extra glow. This is a very subtle highlight, so it's better atop your entire look in my opinion. And then I also love the Flesh Beauty highlighter in the shade Aura, which I can put a little in my forehead here and a touch along my cheekbones and then blend out with my beauty blender. I'll go ahead and do that now. Once again, a very subtle glow. I'm not about that shimmery highlight. I just like a lit from within look, and I feel like this product does that. For fragrance, I will apply the Erin Rollerball in their new fragrance, Aegea Blossom, which just smells like summertime, sunlit, flower field by the sea. It is so good and just incredibly transforming and mood lifting. And then I'll use a touch of the Orbe Gold Lust oil, which will just smooth and tame my hair. It is always a part of my routine, post-shower and even when my hair is dry, especially if there's static in the air. It just tames flyaways and makes everything really shiny and bouncy. For body care, I've been using a lot of the Necessaire line, impeccable ingredients and skin nourishing formulas that work on all skin types. And the body wash I use, of course, when showering. I use it for shaving. The sandalwood fragrance smells amazing. It's very mood lifting in the shower, and I get a great close shave with that. And of course, use this for cleansing as well. And then the body lotion is divine. It's thick but easily absorbable into the skin. It has no fragrance, and it delivers a nice cloak of moisture. I've been using this on my limbs, my arms, and my legs, and I just wanted to share this because I know a lot of you have asked me if I've used this line yet, and yes, I have been, and with great pleasure. As an all-over skin finish, I'll apply the La Belladonna Minerals on the Go. This is an SPF 50 100% mineral powder. I've talked about the loose foundation, and this is the same version, but in a handy brush and tube packaging, so it's great for the purse. I even applied some of this on my dad yesterday because he didn't have sunscreen. It was really sunny and it doesn't show up on him. So it's great. This is in the shade Marta, which is good kind of medium beige with yellow undertones. And you can use it as a touch-up throughout the day and also, of course, to enhance your sun protection. I truly hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as I said at the very start, I hope you saw something that you were interested in and perhaps something that you wanted to learn more about along the way, or perhaps I showed you something brand new, which would bring me great joy as well. I welcome your questions and your comments, and of course your suggestions for upcoming videos and content. Know that I'm doing everything I can to maintain a consistent schedule on my end as well with all the dimensions of my life. And as always, don't forget to visit me at Beauty Professor, which can be found at beautyprofessor.com. Take care.